Oh, my name is Derek French. I've been playing the drums probably about 54 years. That's all I gotta say. And I love it.
So when did that 54 years begin? When did you pick up the drums and why?
Well, I was walking down Hillsdale Boulevard real quick, and there was a music store there. I can't remember the name of it. Big chain store, and I saw snare drum and I said, I can play that. So I'm kind of self-taught, and I just added drums. And that was 66, I think.
And you've been playing ever since?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I haven't played for the last 3 years because no band, but I still play.
Well, we roped you in for this Pendragon
I'm roped,
party.
I love it.
Alright, hold on, I gotta find the next question. Okay. What year did you join what would become the Uther Pendragon band?
I
and
think
why?
that was about, just guessing, as close as I can get, I think it was like 66. Because I went into the Army in 67. So I was living in the house with the band around 66, I believe. So that was a long time ago.
And how did you first join?
You know, that's one of the questions that stumped me. I don't remember that. I really don't. How I got into Bruce and the guys. I probably came in audition or came in jam with them.
I'm gonna ask one of the other ones.
Yeah.
What happened? Okay, let's see. That was 3, 4. What do you think? What was your first song that you played with the band?
You know, as far as my recollection, I think possibly Music Box, maybe. I think so. That's one of my favorites anyway, so.
And you said that you joined 66 probably, went to the Army 67, and then you came back?
69.
And rejoined the band?
Yes.
And for how long did that?
I can't remember, but it wasn't very long. I moved on and joined some other bands and some other music. I can't remember the circumstances. I mean, it was on good terms and all that. Really good people.
Just a second. It used to have the little yellow box that would auto zoom it, and it's not doing that anymore.
Like auto zoom? Or
Well, it would have the little yellow box, and if it was red, that means it wasn't, and it would just automatically do it, and now it's just not doing it at all.
okay, yeah, it's not going to autofocus anymore because I had it on manual.
Oh.
Yeah.
Broke the camera.
There.
We've been having these problems all...
Oh, I thought I broke it.
Oh, no, not at all.
Just because, like, when I find that when I start having trouble with the autofocus, I just switch to manual.
It's
So
way
if you need to
easier.
focus,
See this here?
so this one's
I
zoom,
worked for Amp
this
for
one up
7
here
years.
is autofocus.
And
Or
the
this one's the
24
manual
wide
focus.
tapes,
Okay.
I did all the tape decks and all the capstans and all the motors. I built.
Do you want to keep it
tape
on
deck.
manual or do you want to switch back to
Yeah,
auto?
I worked
Well,
7
I
years
don't
with
know.
Amp.
So you need
The auto might be better,
No.
just
Or
because
you just
every time I touch the
put it
camera, it
together.
like
It shakes it.
Mechanical,
yeah.
Okay, so it's back on
Yeah,
auto.
no, not an engineer.
It's not doing the
But
little
a
yellow
while,
box
and then I
though.
cut
I'm not
the
sure
grooves
why.
of recording heads in the head department for the
Is it
24
because it's
truck.
not on him?
That
It
was-
is
that was
though. I
different.
mean,
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
a lot different.
Then I got
and like
laid
when I
off.
had it on Zoom,
Electronics.
it had it
That's-
before,
that was
and then
my
all of a sudden I
mistake.
zoomed out and it
Electronics all my
stopped
life,
doing it.
Laid off, left and right.
I don't know.
What a weird industry. Now it's different, I'm sure.
I mean, it's still
I'm
recording and it
obsessed
looks
with
focused.
electronics, but
Okay.
I think we should be good.
there's so many
Okay.
variables anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotta be on your toes, and if you can't be on your toes, you don't belong in that business.
Yep.
What was I gonna ask you? Oh, okay. Easy one. I think it's an easy one.
Sorry?
I think this is an easy question. What was the band's name at the time that you joined?
I think it was Blue Fever.
I told you that was an easy one. All right.
Because I remember painting the front of my skin. I can remember by that.
Okay. I had to memorize this one before too. It was weird. So the critical review of the San Francisco Earthquake album has noted that the history of the band is noted in the album itself. Was that by design? Did you guys do that on purpose?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. That's really a hard question. And at my age, my memory, I need all the help I can get.
We'll just say it's a documentation of youth and leave it at that. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That works?
That worked.
All right. What do you think about San Francisco earthquake getting a second printing already?
Are you kidding? It's fabulous. It's the world. I mean, look at all the years went by and says, why didn't they do that back then? That's a big question. Why, isn't it? They're so good. They should have. I mean, it's just such flowing music. I
And
love it.
how did you feel when the album first came out, or when you heard that it was coming
I
out?
thought it was wonderful. I thought, gee, are you kidding? I haven't even heard the music yet.
You did get an
No,
album,
I
right?
didn't get. Well, I got one
Oh,
today,
today.
yesterday. I'm going to listen to all of it with my wife when I get home.
Great.
All this week.
And which songs on this album are you playing on? We actually have the album here. If you want to
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I can't answer that because I really
Really?
haven't listened to the. Oh, I haven't even opened it yet. That's awful, but I just got it yesterday, so
Ding dong.
You might have to edit that part out.
that might be.
No,
my
just
start.
claim that it was an earthquake.
Earthquake!
San Francisco earthquake. Here, wait.
That might be my stockbroker.
There we go.
I heard you have an album. All right.
You see, a lot of these questions are. I was just at the beginning of the band, so a lot of it's
Right,
going to
yeah.
be very vague for me.
That's perfectly fine. What we'll
And
do
I'm
is we'll
so
sketch
happy that I
pieces.
listened to those sets yesterday. I mean, that's what's on the album. I love it.
Yeah, all that stuff's on the album.
Yeah,
Did you
and
do
that's
any of the recordings that they did when they were recording rehearsals and such?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Okay. Here's one specifically for
You might want to ask Bruce that though. He has
Yeah. Did you know Craig Pedersen, your manager, before you went to the army?
a little while, just a little while. Probably 6 months, maybe. Maybe not that long. Kind of hard to tell. But then he got drafted and went in. And then when I got out, I rejoined the band in '67. 69, sorry.
That's right.
And I knew Craig afterward. Craig came back and was the manager then too.
Is this a question you can answer, number 19?
13?
19. There's this last one
Oh.
down here. Here, let me ask it.
It was the then I think it was the kind of sound, the Fillmore sound, San Francisco sound. That was one of the major sounds in the world. I call it hippie rock,
It is hippie rock. The San Francisco sound.
and it's still living.
Mhm.
Look at all the tie-dyes.
So the question was, what was the music business moving towards musically at the time? And the answer is San Francisco, or as
San
Derek
Francisco's-
French coins, hippie rock.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ooh, that's corny.
Come on, that's how you coin stuff. You gotta be corny. You left the band right after Craig went to the army. Did you play any gigs with the band when he returned?
Yeah, the one I recall was, and it was fun. It was the Menlo Park Academy, and that school was so unique. It was so spread out. It's like, wow, this is a school. It's in Menlo Park, which is money. But it was fabulous because we set up in a gym on the stage. I'll never forget it. It was great. That was, I think, one of our first major gigs, other than playing maybe the Y and at different places.
I heard you. I already forgot it. Okay. I understand that you personally discovered the musical direction you wanted to go in when you heard this group.
When I was younger, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Moby Grape.
Moby Grape is
Jerry
defined.
Miller, the lead guitarist. Moby Grape. Fabulous. And used to see them at the Fillmore all the time. I was so influenced when I saw them, and a couple of other bands in the Fillmore too. Just led me in that direction.
And when did you hear about the album's release?
A couple of months ago. Maybe at the most 3 months, probably 2 months.
And how do you feel about being invited to play with them?
Are you kidding? I'd be stupid to be a no-show. I mean, out of all the bands I've been in all these years, he's the nicest group of guys I ever played with. They're all honest, forthcoming, and they just love playing music. And it's different music. It's not really different in San Francisco, which is wonderful.
So does it make you feel like you're back in that time, or?
Oh, absolutely. I love zooming back to that time because I went to Fillmore every weekend when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was just lucky to see all those bands and get influenced by all of them.
And that stayed with you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That was Derek
Thank
French,
you. It was fun.
drummer of Blue Fever and early Uther Pendragon.